Hello, 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 welcome. This is Joe King, of course, showing Bloodstained Curse of the Moon for magFAST 2021. Got with me mashthestampede, he's going to be our runner, and just wanted to say that we're raising donations for Child's Play, so join us, get those donations in. Guys, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon came out a couple years ago, and Mash is going to do a category called Ultimate Veteran Any Percent. He's doing like racing strats, but it will be a speed run. There's a lot of different modes in this game, but this one is probably the quickest, most exciting one, at least for Mash and I. There's a scroll of all these words coming, but I won't read that. We're going to just get right to it. How's everybody feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling ready. Happy magFAST, everybody. Yeah, whenever you want, Joe, just count me down. Timer starts when Zangetsu gets, when I get control of Zangetsu.
Right, and that'll be pretty much 3 seconds after I say go. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. And 3, 2, 1, go. Stage 1, the Moonlight Temptation. Guys, I'm not going to go into much detail about Castlevania games because I think we're all here knowing pretty much the Castlevania stuff, but you saw the train in the background. Mash wants to bring attention to that because this first stage has a bunch of train stuff going on. But yeah, there's a lot of great art, music, design in this game, so I'm hopefully not going to be talking your ears off too much. A lot of different demons to deal with, and our main protagonist, Zangetsu, is cursed by these demons, and he has a great hatred for those demons. Here he boards that train. We're basically halfway through the first level. There's only 8 levels to get to the final archdemon Gremory, and the boss at the end of this level is a giant monster called the Glutton Train, and we'll get there soon. I was going to spend this time to kind of just read off that intro. There once was a man who had been given the moon's curse by demons. That man was Zangetsu. Wrapped in crimson garb with eyes like fire, he relentlessly pursued the demons who cursed him. As he journeyed from one pit of darkness to another, he would stop at nothing until he struck down every last demon in his path. One night, he sensed the looming presence of a great demon. He swore to eradicate all demons, no matter how much of a threat they posed. Bathed in moonlight, he cried out as he drew his sword, which consumed the darkness from within its wretched steel. Guys, there's the boss, the Glutton Train itself. Mash is going to be attacking his head with the crescent moon slash that Zangetsu has as an ultimate ability. You'll notice he's dashing, double jumping, and crescent slashing. You don't get that with your first mode, but Mash is making good use of it to take this guy out, hopefully within the first phase. Alright, to finish the story on that night, either the demons or the moon itself would feel the wrath of Zangetsu's blade. So, you know, your basic thing, demons are bad. Mash, how do you feel?
Pretty good. Yeah, Glutton Train is really fun. What I was attempting to do there was a Strizer strat. Strizer86 did a great tutorial for this game, and he basically pointed out that the only weak point of the boss, the head, is really... You could quickly take this boss out if you just alternate between charge slashes and his sub-weapon, the Ball and Chain. But now we are getting our first companion, Miriam, and this is the second playable character in Curse of the Moon. With her high jump, slides, and a big axe sub-weapon, she becomes the second most used character in this run.
That's right. Alright, there's a little helpful skeleton telling you which way to go. Gotta love those little guys. And the classic Curse of the Moon map, you'll notice the moon's on the top. The moon kind of plays out for every level. You'll see a moon almost in the beginning of every level. Stage 2, the Frigid Hell. So you'll be able to switch between Miriam and Zangetsu with the flick of a button. And Miriam can actually go out of bounds by jumping over this door and using Zangetsu's double jump. So from now on, we don't have to sit through the door animations if we don't want to. Actually, I take that back. There's a sub-mini boss that you do have to sit through his door animation. But that saves us a good bit of time. Much like Castlevania 3, you'll have 4 companions that you can flip between and use their sub-weapons. You notice at the top right of the screen, there's 15 out of 20, now 20 out of 20 max. Mash is going to get an upgrade that's going to make him have a max of 30, and I'll try to mention the upgrades as we see them. Oh boy, pitfalls and stairs. Am I right, Castlevania fans? And Mash makes it look easy. I love it. You can actually choose to kill Miriam instead of taking her on as a companion. You won't be able to use her special abilities, obviously, you've destroyed her, But Zangetsu then gets some of his abilities upgraded. Not in this mode, but in one of the earlier modes of this game. Again, you can only play Ultimate Veteran like Mash is doing if you've already beaten the game at least once over, probably twice over actually. Miriam is a young woman whose body was implanted with shards by alchemists. So shards kind of play a part in this, and you'll see much more of Miriam and the shard kind of thing in Ritual of the Night, which is actually what the Kickstarter from Koji Igarashi's let's see, the thing that he put together for this whole thing to start off, his passion project. You notice Mash got the sub-weapon for Zangetsu, the talisman. It looks like a little piece of paper right next to Zangetsu's portrait on the top. He's going to use that to attack this boss on the floor. And Miriam has her Great Axe, which Mash mentioned before. That Great Axe does 25 damage to the enemies, which is even greater than his Zangetsu Crescent Moon Slash. If we can get this boss in one phase, that'd be great. Oh no, we're going to Folklore's second phase. So this boss is called Folklore. It's a half turtle demon, and there we go. Short work. Mash.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I felt like I got the setup right. That is the tightest quick kill out of all the bosses in this game. But when you pull it off, it's so satisfying. And now we come on to our third character, second companion. What can I say about Alfred? He's not very impressive out the gate, but the Frost Caliber and Fire Ring sub-weapons are crucial for the fast boss kills and fending off Gremmery swarms.
Where should we go, Skeleton? Oh, to the right? Okay.
The only way to go.
Yeah. You notice there's a boat in the background. We're going to board that boat. It heads us to the Isle of Demons, where the Archdemon Gremmery lives. Alfred takes us first through this kind of pyramid ruins type cave area, and you see a lot of cool stuff. Zangetsu just got his Demon Essence, which is a sub-weapon that Mash is probably going to use for most of this run from now on. It basically makes a lot of enemies one-hit kills, and does a little extra damage to bosses as well. He'll turn purple with fire. And there goes Alfred! Nice, with his Burning Sphere flame barrier easily blocking everything, and you can see that after he activates the Burning Sphere, Zangetsu can take over and continue dashing. But that's the last you'll see of the Burning Sphere for a little while, because Alfred's Ice Caliber, Frost Caliber, is actually a pretty broken item. You can use your enemies now as platforms, as you just saw Mash just skipped a good part of the stage. And you can even use them for zips, which we're going to use in the next stage, which will get us out of bounds right through a wall and straight to the boss. Coming up is the Crusher Room. I'll let the tension speak for itself in this room. Oh man, I hate to see those things come down on you. At least it's not an instant kill. So another thing about the Frost Caliber that Alfred has is after freezing an enemy, Miriam can break out that Great Axe of hers to not do 25 damage, but 50. Yes, the Frost Caliber can double the damage on the next hit for any enemy, so you'll see that, especially in like this boss fight coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Valifor. This greedy demon has a millionaire attack, a gold carpet cash shockwave, and a live ingot gold golem summoning ability. But we're not going to get to any of that because Mash is going to use, like I said, that crazy ability to just freeze and chop his head right off. Boom. Mash, don't get buried in those coins, brother.
Oh no. What am I going to do? I'm going to be trapped in Scrooge McDuck's money vault.
I like how the gold turns into skulls, like all along is like a facade.
Yeah, how did that happen? So now we're going to be picking up Jibal. Jibal is our last companion, and unlike the first two, he only has the one sub-weapon, an ability to turn into a bat. This is very similar to Alucard in Castlevania 3, which is why some refer to him as totally not Alucard.
That's right, his Immortal Metamorphosis. I really like how they took the liberty to get very artistic with these poetic words. The Immortal Metamorphosis changes Jibal into a stained glass bat. But he's not completely defenseless. By Siphon Blood horizontal attacks and Quick Ascend vertical attacks, he can actually speed up the process and hit people along the way. And you'll notice that every time he gets one of those sub-weapons, as Mash said, he can get a 5-weapon energy when a blue candle is broken, instead of having to switch sub-weapon since he doesn't. Jibal detests humans and alchemists alike. And yeah, we're going to see a lot of cool stuff, including a zip in this stage where he'll use a bat form to go through the floor. But right now is a good time for donations if anyone has any to read off.
I do. I have a couple donations. Start off with Rubicant, $100 to charity for the Jester deaths, matching Jester's $15 per death. Thanks for all you do for the kids. I also have Dark Moon EX with their $100, 16 deaths during the Symphony of the Night randomizer, plus 10 to grow on. Have time for a couple more?
Yeah, maybe one more.
Alright, and I have Saint Von Jester donating his 90 deaths, $90 to 1 death, 2 doppelganger deaths, 2 stream caches, and 1 Alucard. Good luck, Mash.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for all the donations. Keep those donations coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, we saw the zip and the stage 4 bosses here. Valak, the 2-headed purple dragon with creepy arms and teeth galore. He's going to use, like we said, the Frost Caliber and Axe. Miriam using her iframes, the invincibility frames, to get a second axe hit and make short work of the first phase. Valak has a mandatory second phase, so we're going to see him come back, not as a 2-headed dragon so much, but as like a terribly double-headed dragon thing. I don't know what to call that, but Zangetsu's demon essence is making gonna make short work of this as well. Quite hopefully. Got kind of close with Zangetsu's low life. Do you see that? Mash, you okay over there?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty good. You want to come to this, you want to come to this room with as much health as possible, and I botched that a little bit. That's why I was pretty careful. This boss is really intense because you're just fighting through all the fire and through all of the attack, like just ignoring the fact that you're gonna get hit, because you know any additional attack to the Valak may possibly end the fight. That's why you want to come in as much health as you can.
Stage 5, Sunder the Night. We're going to have some more time for donations later, so get those in so we read them off in the next level. But for now, let me give a warning to those who have photosensitivities, including, what is it called? I forget. But if you don't like flashy lights on the screen, as soon as we emerge out of this boat, there's kind of like a lot of rain going on, which takes up a lot of light, and then the boss himself at the very end kind of sets off a lot of lightning. His name's Alphys, and he is a demon that kind of controls the weather to some extent. He'll try to blow Zangetsu off the masthead, which I've actually seen Mash fall off quite recently, and it's laughable, but it's sad because that once you lose a character, you only have the other 3 to finish off the level. You can use the Curse of the Moon itself to actually start the level over, which hopefully we won't have to do. Guys, going through this big studded door can only mean one thing. We have our first mini-boss. This portrait comes to life and threatens to kill you with a one-hit knockout. Let's see how Mash does. Ah, you gotta love it. Just freeze him and crush him. Be done with it. Alright, the music actually from Sunder the Night is the music from the Ritual of the Night demo, which is kind of cool. Again, Ritual of the Night is the passion project from Koji Igarashi, and he's the former Castlevania series producer. He's very famous for working on Symphony of the Night, and he has his team working with Inti Creates to put out these Bloodstained games. And initially, this game was only a Kickstarter, what is it called? When
project.
There's a project, it's an extra, like...
Incentive.
Incentive, yeah. If you raised enough money, then they ended up making this prequel. So we're all very thankful for that. Again, here's that rain I was talking about. If you're photosensitive, you know, turn the children away, etc. And here comes the boss fight, Alphys, the prideful peacock of the pirate ship. Well, there's nothing better to do than just take out that 50 damage each time, freeze him and chop him. Alphys has the illusion Dart Feathers, Valhalla Kick, and Tornado Storm, but he can't use any of that now because it's all over.
Yes, this may appear as a second phase, but this is just his desperation attack. It's the longest one, and as a reminder, you may want to look away. Very pixely, bad for bitrate. It's just kind of overall a lot of stuff going on.
Look at that castle in the background. We shall be there.
Very soon.
All right, we're going to the basement of the castle. We're landing the ship and entering Stage 6, Tragedy of Slaughter, the torture room in the castle dungeon. And I guess we could throw another 2 donations in here if there are some to go.
I do. I have $5 from This Is JC saying, thank you, Mr. Skeletal. And then I can throw these 2 together. I have Lemon Annie donating $20 and Joe King, of course, donating $50 with no comment, but thank you all very much for your donation.
Aww. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everybody.
Cool, yeah, no problem. I think that was definitely my girlfriend, so thank you to Tamiko out there. Hey, I mean, you know, I love it too. Thanks to magFAST and everybody putting this together. Great cause for Child's Play, and keep those donations coming, guys. Alright, so here at the torture room in the castle dungeon, we are making our way to the Chamber of Bloodless. A very interesting name for this person, Bloodless, since she basically just soaks in a tub of blood all day and then commands a blood tornado at you. But you know, arose by another name, etc.
She's basically this game's Elizabeth Bathory.
Oh, I don't know about Elizabeth Bathory. That's cool. Elizabeth Bathory, definitely not. Here we go, Bloodless. Bloodless can summon some parasols, which we use as platforms to attack her because she kind of floats above us. A lot of these enemies are going to be kind of just out of reach above us, and we got to really get up there. The parasols operate on RNG, so right now Mash is crossing his toes and his claw finger to get the good RNG on this one.
Nobody's going to get that.
Yeah, it's all good. So right before her, though, is a familiar room you might recognize. It's got 2 types of enemies, one that moves in a sine wave, much like a Medusa head of yore, and also this big tanky bastard that throws a hammer at you. Excuse my language. Alright. Mash, good luck.
Thank you. We are looking for some good RNG once again. We're looking for good placement on the umbrella spawns.
So Bloodless uses the Tri-Parasol and Crimson Drop, those bullets of boiling blood. She's got a Splendor Needle that she'll drop for blades coming from hell below that hopefully we can get her done before she goes for it. Looks like we got most of those hits, but Mash did get knocked off the Parasol. Oh yeah, he takes her out, no problem. The Bloody Storm is the demon wrecking a youthful form in a tornado of suicide. Look at all that. Just so much cool art in this game. Mash, what's your favorite parts?
Favorite parts? I mean, honestly, this stage has become my favorite because of the challenging boss fight. So I just kind of enjoy, like, am I gonna get here? Is it gonna be... It seems silly to say. Again, obviously, when you're going for a PB, that's not what you want. But, like, when I get here, I'm like, am I gonna get the good pattern? Am I gonna get the bad pattern? And it's just overall a really fun level to play. A lot of good color palette, too. You know, lots of green and purple.
Definitely.
You know.
Guys, the moon is almost full. We are at the second to last stage, Stage 7, Defiler of Taboos. And of course, it's a mandatory mechanical library stage. If it's going to be a Castlevania type game, it's going to have one of these. We're going to do some donations very soon, so maybe get those in last minute because we'll have time for maybe 3 of those. A demon named Bathan oversees the extensive mechanical library that we must traverse. This penultimate stage is a classic mechanical library. I already said that. But basically, Bathan is like a very wrathful... He just hates humans, and he kind of like has these books just to spite us to some extent. He commands some lightning, and if you remember the zip that Mash used in Stage 4, that's going to be Child's Play compared to this zip coming up. Mash is about to forego what he calls... the thing he hates most about this game.
Yes.
So again, for those who are photosensitive, possibly look away during this time. It gets kind of crazy on the screen. But with that, let's let those donations roll in. What do you guys got for us?
You know what? I'll throw $5 for that Child's Play pun.
Nice.
And No donations besides that, but just a quick update on the bid wars. Somebody threw $100 towards the good ending of Demon Souls, leading 172 to 75 over the bad ending, and the good ending of Dark Souls, leading $70 over the bad ending at my favorite number, 1337, or Leap.
Very awesome. All right, you might notice that Mash is definitely out of bounds at this point. It's not supposed to look like a chessboard, but hopefully it's going to bring us straight to where we want to be, and if not, then I've got plenty to tell you about this game and everything going up before it.
This could be really fast, or this could take a while, so definitely a good time for additional donations. Yeah, so what happened was I failed the zip, and I got like a light soft lock.
Oh, so close.
Just missed it. Yeah.
Well, I can go read about that while Mash gets us back to that location. Did you guys want to read any more donations at this time?
We're still solid over here, so if you would like to inform us about that.
Cool. So yeah, more about this game. Like I said, it's the prequel to Ritual of the Night. So the Kickstarter that was started in 2015 was met with great numbers. It was actually the highest Kickstarter that had come out before Shenmue 3, I think, took it over. Let's see, that was started in 2015, and Ritual of the Night finally came out in 2019. The crown stretch goal was for Curse of the Moon, brought us this one, and then it actually, we ended up with a sequel. Sorry? We ended up with Curse of the Moon 2, which came out in 2020, just last year. All new character companions that Zangetsu can get, as well as you can even get the old characters. Oh man, he's taking on the portrait of Igarashi himself. He's coming down, and like I said, that one-hit knockout is very scary if he can land that hit. It looks like we're going to make our way through the rest of the mechanical library and up to Bazin's quarters.
Yeah, so this would be an alternate route. This is not what you want to go for if you get the zip, but because I missed it, I also have to pay attention to what weapons I have. This part is pretty challenging at first, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's really not so much of an issue anymore. Yeah, we call these safety strats, race strats.
Yeah, you don't get to see the Igarashi portrait if you do the zip, and then you also don't get that ultimate Zangetsu room, the room that you can only get through quickly if you have all three of Zangetsu's powers. Again, powers that you would have to acquire by killing off your companions in the Nightmare mode, as it's called. We're doing Ultimate mode. There's Nightmare mode, where you play as Miriam, Alfred, and Jibal trying to save Zangetsu after he becomes the new Dark Emperor. Spoiler alert, Zangetsu doesn't make it out of here in good shape.
No, this is the bad ending. What will we go for?
Alright, but here we are, taking on the boss. Good luck, Mash.
Thank you.
Bathin has tail lightning, stored energy from his serpentine tail. He has Earth Prison attack with Trick Needle, Electric Prison to corner the prey, and Velocity Break, the speedy attack darting across the stream. Again, we don't get to see that last one because Mash knows how to take him out pretty fast. Actually, no, here's the last one. Boom. Avoid that, Mash. You feeling good, Mash? One last word before the final boss?
Yeah, no, it's pretty disappointing and I get the zip, but at the same time, we did get to see what ends up happening. You have to reset, sort of, just walk all of your characters off. We got really lucky. There was a pit right next to where we respawned, so was pretty quick in that regards, but definitely wanted to get that zip.
Yeah, it's okay. It happens. That's the will of it all going down. Guys, this is the last level, stage 8, Curse the Moon. Gremory the Archdemon sits atop of this castle and is basically tearing it apart with her demon swarm, with its demon swarm that's just hounding our hero. That demon swarm will knock you back and throw you straight into a pit if there's one below you, so you have to kind of be careful. Luckily, you'll notice Alfred is currently equipped with his Burning Sphere Flame Barrier, which allows Zangetsu to go through the demon swarm no problem. By using this, Mashed is able to access all different corridors, which get us there much quicker. And Zangetsu also has his ball and chain instead of his demon essence. These are weapons that we're going to be using particularly against this final boss. Let's see. If you know anything about the fleas from Castlevania, you might recognize the second to last enemies being dropped by eagles flying by. Their movement is much like the fleas, but they're actually kind of frog characters. You'll hear them croaking. Oh, I love this vertical climb here. Go for it, Mash. Do it, man. Outrun the demon swarm. They called that room I was mentioning Morgan Fleeman Alley in the community. And I'll give a quick shout out to the community because the Bloodstained community has been totally awesome. Helping share tips to get this game, all the secrets and all the nods to old games of yore, all knocked out. Here we go, Morgan Fleeman Alley. And the stairs. You guys might know we're coming to the end if you make a climb like that.
Ain't it the truth?
Alright, so Grimory's going to have two phases. After this first one, in this grand entrance, they'll take us up to the top of the tower, and then I'll give us kind of a heads up when Mash is going to do the final hit when the timer stops. Still a ways away, we still got to take out this first phase, and Mash is trying to make short work of it. Zangetsu's double jumps and slash, going straight at. You can imagine how this boss would be a lot more difficult if A, you don't have the double jump, and B, you don't have Alfred's Burning Sphere. Alright. Very mad about losing the first phase. Grimory morphs the whole castle to just crash you up to the ceiling.
Now is
Like
is this an elevator now, or is just the walls are falling but the floor is the same?
Oh, I think you're going up, man. Yeah, it's an elevator. There's a whole bunch of magic involved. Pay attention to that moon. Mash is watching it because more RNG at play. Depending on what moon is summoned by Grimory, we will get... Oh, it looks like the yellow spheres. Mash is a happy guy. They're going to be moving much slower at him, and he can get more attacks in on Grimory, hopefully finishing it pretty quick. As a matter of fact, I would say that the final hit is coming up, so we can stop the timer after maybe 6 more hits. I'll tell you when it will be. Alright, it's time. That's time. Grimory crumbles and a giant black void dives at our heroes, only to be blocked by Zangetsu. Zangetsu absorbs the dark power and becomes corrupted. He is now the new Dark Emperor. That was Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I'll throw it over to Mash. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Overall, it was a really fun run. I'm glad we could show this off to you guys. What I love best about this is it kind of feels like Castlevania meets Ninja Gaiden. But yeah, I just want to give a huge shout out to Joe, Captain Brian, speedrun.com, the Bloodstained community, which you can find on Discord. I recommend going over there if you'd like to learn more about Bloodstained. We'd love to have you join the Frog Squad. Also, thank you to magFAST, Child's Play, and the whole crew for setting up this amazing event. If you'd like, you can find me at mashthestampede on Twitch and YouTube, and the awesome commentary was done by my buddy Joe. Joe King, of course. You can find him on Twitch. He speedruns Zelda 2. I'm actually not sure what the timer is at right now, but if we have a little bit more time, I could show off boss rush mode. If we don't have more time, then stick around because we got Bloodstained coming up next with Chino.
The time on stream was 26:36.
26:36. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We are definitely underestimate, but that stage 7 zip just reared its ugly head today and had to slow us down. However, yeah, I mean this game has a pretty cool boss rush mode, and I could show that off. Right now, very momentarily. I guess this would be pretty cool for the sake of seeing what what the game looks like at base. So when you're not playing, when you're not playing in the awesome fully unlocked ultimate mode, with all of Zangetsu's skills. I don't remember if Joe pointed this out specifically, but the skills that you have are your double jump, you have a charge slash, which is very powerful, very good to like multi-hit with, and you also have the ability to dash. Here we have none of that. So I'll show off, I guess, like the first 2 bosses, and then we could throw it over to a break.
Throw in a quick donation. 2 donations.
Absolutely, this is a great time for donations.
All right, I have $5 from Bulbtastic. Says shout outs to the fam Mash and Joe for a great run, and thanks for the amazing event.
Thank you.
And I also have $20 from Kugala GK. Says let's go mash the stampede. Here, take my money for a good cause.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, so we have Glutton Train once again, and this is, even though it's easier with less health, in boss rush you want to be constantly aware of how much of health each of your characters has. The desperation attacks actually are important here because all of your progress carries over, all of your weapons carry over. So you see I have Miriam's up attack daggers. That is going to be gone now. You can't use it again. And we could show off boss number 2, and then I think that's pretty much going to be it for the... It really plays completely different without the ability to run. It's just like, why am I not running? I want to run. Oh, you may also notice that there are less stalagmites on the ceiling as well. Once again, that is just because this is the easier difficulty. The phase 2 is also really a lot more simple as well. So overall, not as much of a hard boss fight. I definitely recommend if anybody wants to. Inti creates, Koji Igarashi and Artplay, his company. They did a great job with this game. I definitely recommend checking this out. I'm glad that they did this because this was just a Kickstarter stretch goal. And had it not been met, we wouldn't have even had this awesome game. It ended up being one of the coolest kind of demakes / spiritual successors to a retro game of all time. I highly recommend it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Best of luck to the rest of the runners, and yeah, shoutouts to magFAST. Have a great night.
And thank you. We're going to take it over to a break and get ready for the next in the lineup of